What's up, YouTubers? This is Jordy with Procrastinators, your channel for all things movies, TV shows, pop culture, anything nerdy under the sun. I got you. Today we're going to be exploring something that came out for Star Wars Celebration. Today is the first day of Star Wars Celebration. It goes on over the weekend, and we're going to see so many cool things rolling out over this weekend, I think. Specifically, something that I'm very excited about that I'll do a reaction on later, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. But we have some fresh news on something some people expected. I wasn't exactly expecting it, but it's the ANDOR TV show on Disney+. ANDOR, as you may know, he's a character in Rogue One, a Han Solo type, kind of a roguish, trying to fight for the rebellion in his own ways, which, you know, we always love one of those scoundrel characters. And in this case, we get a whole show focusing on him. As we know, this is obviously prequel to Rogue One because, spoiler alert, Rogue One, fortunately, he does meet his demise fighting for the rebellion. So today, hopefully we'll get a little bit more clue into what this prequel show is about, learn more about our character Andor, played by Diego Luna, amazing actor, Latino, and I just really think that it has some good potential. So without further ado, let's get this reaction started. All right, good composition right off the bat. Really reminiscent of Rogue One cinematography, great cinematography. This guy, serious with the double hammers. Look at that pose and that shot. Wow. Ringing what looks to be like some sort of Star Wars bell, leading into some really intense guttural throat singing. And it looks like a native tribe or something. This looks like the Amazon almost, which is pretty wild. Vietnam almost. A droid coming through a junkyard. So many things happening at once here. Everyone's running from, let me guess, probably the Empire if I had to guess. And we see some gunships which used to belong to clone troopers, so I love that they're bridging the time gap from episode 3, episode 4. Look at those Imperial officer suits, very unique. We haven't seen those before. This actor is amazing.
So fat and satisfied.
And I liked how everything was very sterile in that shot. You know, that juxtaposition, again, the white suits. We got some troopers behind her.
Me now.
I forget her name. Mothma, I think.
Soon enough.
Oh my gosh.
These days will
Skarsgård. I didn't know he was in this. I love Skarsgård in Dune. This looks like Camino almost. So that's the same guy watching the hologram. I'm not sure what his part to play is, but he seems like a bigger character. Some clone troopers. Everyone's fighting for the rebellion. There we go. Standing up against the Empire. And that looked like it was about to go in hyperspace.
That's what a reckoning sounds like.
Alright. That's a killer trailer. That got me pumped. And I didn't think I'd be this excited for Andor. But that looks amazing. Alright, let's break that down. Alright, first off, I just want to start off talking about that character in the bell tower. I feel like that really designates, and that must be some kind of a watchtower for when the Empire comes. So we have our rebels possibly hiding in this village on this planet here, and when the Empire comes in, maybe to bring it, almost like a reminiscent of a tax collector coming to collect the dues for the Empire, and maybe that's what's happening. And obviously the local populace, they are not fans of the Empire. They're going to ring the warning bell when they arrive, so everyone can either hide any operations that have to do with the rebels or the rebel cause. In this case, Diego is in this town. Cassian Andor is in this town. I'm going to call him Diego by accident. But you can see that they're not happy with the Empire being there. This planet looks like almost like Tatooine. The buildings are very familiar. The shapes of the structures and the homes. However, instead of just being flat like Mos Espa or Mos Eisley, we do have this hill that sweeps up right behind the bell tower. So in a way, it's like if you took Tatooine and you married it with maybe like an Italian countryside. That's what I'm getting at least from this. And so this tribe that you're seeing by the water, that's got to be shot in like Vietnam or Cambodia because it just looks too. I've seen those towering rock structures behind before in other movies, and this I love this idea that there are, less developed communities of humans, which we've seen, less developed communities of aliens, think Tusken Raiders, something like that. But now we're getting, obviously there would be something similar for humans in Star Wars. And, maybe they're content living their life here. This burning ship, I'm not sure what kind of class ship that is, comes in, and this is going to disturb their operation. Maybe they're curious, and who knows, maybe it's a positive thing, maybe it's a character that we're following, or maybe it's something that's going to bring trouble for them. This little orange droid, I'm loving it. It almost looks like a Wall-E character, which is so funny because it's also a junkyard. And I'm not sure, that looks like, I don't know the name of it. It was in the original trilogy, but I'll have to look it up later, and someone in the comments I'm sure can tell me the name of it. But it's that two-segmented ship with the skinny hallway connecting it that Luke is recovering in at the end of the Empire Strikes Back. But it's a similar ship. This little droid is driving through. Maybe he's a major character. Maybe this is just setting the scene for another planet that's going to have a huge impact on the story. So these factory line workers that we're seeing, they're also in this white uniform. Seems like there's a running theme. So the Empire, we've seen them in gray, but stormtroopers have always been white traditionally. And I think we're going to get, you can think back to Orson Krennic. He's all draped in white. I think it's the symbol of the Empire believing that they are the pure cause, they're the just cause in the universe, in the galaxy. And they've extended that to not only their own apparel, the stormtroopers are obviously the same color, and now the buildings and the workers are that same color on this factory line. See more rebellion shots. They're hiding their weapons. They're sounding another alarm. And I want to talk about these drop ships because the design is fast. I mean, what I like to do, hopefully on this channel, is to break down more of the aesthetics of a lot of these things that are in the Star Wars world and in other sci-fi worlds, because I have a background in artistry and in design, and I believe that that's something that a lot of people are interested in that I don't hear a lot on these reaction channels. So they talk about how things look. But these drop ships, they are a little bit more streamlined. They have the doors closed on the side and a little bit extra cargo maybe on the back side there. It looks, the weapons are removed, so they're less geared for, an attack operation, it seems. So maybe they're just carrying in these Imperial officers for the check-in. This construction worker bucket helmet thing, I don't know, I don't know if I'm digging it. It kind of looks a little funny. It almost looks like it'd be part of like a droid helmet or droid head. The guy in the background with the sombrero, that's awesome. He's rocking it. Closing the shutters. Maybe she's that character. She looks kind of innocent as the stormtroopers walk behind her. However, we may find that she's maybe scoping out the operation here. She's following the stormtroopers. She looks serious, the furrowed brow. Maybe part of the resistance force that's working with ANDOR. Now, this round table of these Imperial officers, it just, for me, it kind of screams like insane asylum. Love to see it. Looks like Coruscant in the daytime as well. So revisiting Coruscant will be amazing for anyone who's a fan of the prequel. That's just a nice treat. And like I said, Skarsgård, he was great in Dune, an amazing actor. And I don't know, I'll have to see. So Camino could still be around. I know that there's another spoiler for a different show that I won't mention, I guess, that would impact whether this is Camino or not. But Maybe they're troopers out of uniform. They could also be stormtroopers now. Clones and stormtrooper mix would be really interesting to see. And it looks like they're looking for a young Cassian in that picture. I believe without his beard, he looks a little bit different, but maybe this one agent of the Empire is pursuing him. And exciting, we're going to get to see the Senate from an Imperial perspective, which had a huge part in the prequel series, but being able to see its presence now a little bit later, a little bit farther removed after the Empire overtakes the Old Republic will be a nice treat as well. You know, George Lucas loved his politics, and hopefully this will be a little bit more interesting than some of the stuff in the prequel that kind of dried it out and made it a little bit less entertaining. And then, you know, something that I think has really always fascinated me is the transition from Clone Troopers, Phase 1 to Stormtroopers. And you get, you know, this pretty cool midway design around Episode 3 that we're seeing again in this trailer. You know, and just that transition, maybe they're using old armor, but these aren't clones anymore because they're not making, I think at a certain point they stopped producing clones because it wasn't a good investment for the Empire anymore. They weren't getting a good return on their investment with clones, so they started recruiting these stormtroopers from some of the places that they raided. And that's kind of how that transition happens. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because again, I'm not maybe as knowledgeable as some of the people who really followed the Clone and Clone Wars story. Star Wars cars look kind of goofy, but that's cool. And then that looks like Cassian's jumping into hyperspace. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my breakdown and my reaction. Please stay tuned for more videos coming out to react to all the things Star Wars related as the celebration continues. Obi-Wan comes out with 2 episodes. I'll be reacting to those as well. And also hopefully I'll have some theories up for you guys just in time for the show. Again, my name is Jordy. Like and subscribe if you found this entertaining or useful, and look out for more reactions and commentary from me in the future. Remember to take some time to procrastinate today because you deserve it. See you soon.